This is the demi-dress pattern, which might be my favorite pattern yet, simply because I absolutely love the fit of it, and also, this being the point of the video, its versatility. So in this video, I want to show you some of the endless easy alterations that can be done to this pattern to create completely different styles. If you can think of any different alterations that I haven't covered, which should be pretty easy actually, comment them below for a chance to win your very own copy of the demi-dress pattern. My favorite piece of this little demi pattern collection is this one. I used some blue Activewear fabric and cut both the back and front piece at a length between waist and hips to create a top instead of the dress. I tried to make the top fully lined and double layered, however my fabric wasn't enough, so my back piece looks a little funny like this. I didn't add any type of sleeves for this, so we are creating a tank top style. I assembled the top just like I would with the dress, so closing the shoulder seams, adding both pieces together along the neckline, and then I used the burrito roll method to finish the rest of the top. This was particularly good because of the arm opening, as this finishes the armholes super easily and nicely. I'll go into more detail on the burrito roll method later on if you don't know how that works. I couldn't fully burrito roll the whole top as my lining back piece wasn't full length, however I just closed off what was there and then attached the side seams inside the top so the lining wouldn't just flop about. I left the edge at the bottom raw as all the hems I tried looked a bit funny. Here's how this top came out. I genuinely love this style so much and think it is super flattering and kind of elegant. It was so easy to make, and because I used Activewear fabric, I can actually wear this to my Pilates classes, so depending on what fabric you choose, this could be a formal, elegant kind of top or something to wear in the gym. For the next piece, I'm going to keep it short and simple as it is pretty much exactly the same type of style, just with a high neck. This time I used another type of Activewear fabric, which is a little more lightweight and has these little holes. Once again, I cut my pieces to be between the waist and hips, but instead of cutting front and back piece, I'm actually cutting all the pieces using the back piece pattern to achieve the high neck. With a demi-dress pattern, it really doesn't matter which piece is at the front and which is at the back, as the sleeve is symmetrical due to the stretchy fabric providing the extra flexibility. For this top, I actually used my sewing machine instead of my overlocker to show that you don't necessarily need an overlocker to sew any of these styles. The zigzag stitch or any other stretch stitch on a regular sewing machine works perfect for this as well. And this is what the high neck version of this top looks like. This is such a simple style, yet can be styled and made in so many different ways. Once again, the fabric you choose to use will make all the difference. Having used Activewear fabric, I will definitely be able to use this for my gym classes, but I think it's even a nice top for going out or lounging around in. The next style is an obvious choice, however still worth mentioning, and that being only cut and sew the dress from the waist downwards, meaning we are creating a maxi skirt, or a skirt of any length for that matter, but you get the idea. I am cutting the fabric where I want the skirt to sit on my body, plus the seam allowance that I need for the elastic to be added. For this example, I have used some really nice slinky black fabric, which I previously cut into a similar shape for a dress, which however did not go very well, so instead I'm turning it into a skirt now. I attached the fabric to the skirt top and then top stitched it down with a straight stitch. For this to remain stretchy, we need to stretch the elastic as we sew over it, as otherwise we are taking the elasticity out of it and we won't be able to fit it over our hips. And that is the finished skirt. I love the skirt so much. I know I'll wear it all the time in the summer as it is so easy to style and wear, and this fabric also feels really nice on the skin. I have added a slit to the skirt, which isn't part of the demi-dress pattern or tutorial, so completely optional. I just wanted to give it that extra flexibility at the bottom, as I was slightly restricted with the width of the fabric towards the bottom of the skirt. As already kind of spoiled in the previous clip, we are now using the super soft black knit fabric to make another style. This time I will work with the sleeves, but again use the back piece as the front piece as well for the high neck. So I cut 4 pieces, 2 sleeves and 2 short back pieces, which I all assembled together with my overlocker. Quick side note about this fabric, I bought this in Spain whilst on holiday with my mum, and because it was quite a small piece, it actually only cost €3, which is such a good deal. After assembling the pieces together, this is the top that I was left with, and let me tell you, ever since making this, I have been wearing it at least once a week. It is literally one of my favorite tops in my wardrobe right now. It is so nice and warm due to the type of fabric and it being so tight on the skin. I personally feel like it's a very elegant type of top, which is a nice change from my usual pieces I make. Love it, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Next we are finally doing another dress. However, for this style I'm cutting the straps off my pattern to make it a strapless tube dress. I am using this really nice taupe jersey fabric for this, which kind of has a little bit of a wash to it, which I actually love. As per usual, we obviously want to make sure to use the stretchiest side of the fabric as guidance on which direction we are cutting the pattern pieces. My fabric wasn't long enough to cut the entire length of the pattern, but I actually think that suits the strapless style a little better anyways. I cut two exact copies of the strapless dress pattern and then two very short versions of the same pattern as a lining and interfacing for the top part. I attached them together along the side seams and then sewed the lining top right sides together to my dress pieces. However, for the dress to not slip off at any given moment, we need to cut some elastic to fit exactly where we want the dress to sit on our body, so I did try the dress on for this. The elastic we then need to add inside the dress where the lining is attached. I haven't done this yet, but will definitely also top stitch this down for a cleaner look. This, however, is the current outcome of the dress, and I can't wait for summer for many reasons, but also to be able to wear this out. It is such a nice flowy dress, yet so flattering. It was so easy and quick to make, and once again a completely different outcome to the classic demi dress style. Staying on the strapless side of this pattern, I had these jersey scraps that I thought made a great combination with each other, so I used the demi dress pattern to create a tube top style pattern that is, however, patchworked together. I basically created 3 different squiggly lines for the different patches and made the bottom hem asymmetrical to kind of give it a bit of a Y2K vibe. I attached them all together using some colorful thread and used my sewing machine and a zigzag stitch to attach the patches together with an exposed seam. This top came out so great, I kind of am getting retro vibes from these colors, which I'm a big fan of. It fits so well and will be a great top for going out in the summer or wearing underneath a chunky cardigan in the winter. It looks nothing like the demi dress, yet the exact same pattern was used, which kind of goes to show how having a good pattern block can make all the difference. Another more obvious choice is making just the top part of the dress for a classic square neck long sleeve. I, however, also considered making a one sleeve top with this pattern, which could also be quite a look, or even a one sleeve dress for a bit of a special occasion kind of style. With this particular top, I double layered the tank top part of the top, however I only made one layer of sleeve. I also sewed this version just with my sewing machine, which worked great. One thing I realized in this demi dress marathon is how easy it is to thread a sewing machine with the correct color of thread. If I would have used my overlocker, it would have either been a mismatch in color of thread, or it would have been such a hassle threading the overlocker every single time and potentially even making all the bobbins for the thread as well. This top came out so cute. To be fair, with this type and color fabric, nothing could have gone wrong anyway, but I think it suits this pattern so well and it feels really nice to wear. I love a square neck top. They are so flattering and simple, yet effective. So easy to style and wear, and even to sew, as we've just seen. Lastly, I will use a very cropped high neck version of the demi dress pattern to explain the burrito roll method in more detail. First, we need to close both shoulder seams on both set of pattern pieces. We then need to place the 2 layers right sides facing on top of each other and sew along the entire neckline. Feeding one layer through the neckline to the other side, we are revealing the nicely finished neckline. We then need to finish the armholes. For that, we fold the right sides of one side of armhole together whilst sandwiching the other side between these 2 layers. We close the entire armholes and then take the other side out of our little burrito. We repeat this exact same step on the other side. With that, we have finished the armholes. Now we can close the side seams. This is super easy. We just pin the seams of the armholes together and open the sides of the top to each other to close both side seams in one go. And we of course repeat that on the other side. Last, we need to finish the bottom of the top. For this, it's easiest to turn the top with its side up to use the side seams as guidance. We then take the outer and lining layers apart and enclose the rest of the top between those 2 layers whilst right sides together. This basically works like a scrunchie, as we now sew almost the entire length of the bottom hem by pulling the fabric through. We keep a small opening through which we can turn the top right sides out. We can close this with either a top stitch or a ladder stitch. And with that, we have successfully burrito rolled an entire top. I personally find this to be the easiest way to nicely finish and sew stretchy fabrics, as there is nothing that needs to be hemmed or finished off. Hemming stretchy fabrics is usually the hardest part of sewing with stretch fabrics, which is why I always try everything to avoid this. Make sure to check out my latest shorts video on how I turned the demi dress into this super cute mini dress with flat sleeves, which I did not include in this video. Anyways, with that, I have finished making 8 different styles using the same pattern. I personally love every single one of them and know that I'll be able to wear them all the time. Let me know which one was your favorite, and if you would like to potentially win the demi-dress pattern, please share your alteration ideas in the comments below. And other than that, thank you so much for watching.